Hey everybody, I'm going to go over some things I got at the flea market on the first Saturday of October. It was a cool day and it wasn't raining. So I was like, this is flea market weather. Unfortunately, there's a billion things going on and half the people weren't even there. Sadly, some people are gone forever. It seems like the guy who sets up our Hot Wheels car, he threw in the towel, I heard. The lady who's been there forever, I always feel sympathy for her. She always has really cool toys, sort of, but kind of high prices. Bless her heart. But she finally retired, so I'm like happy for her. At first, I was like, oh no, please don't tell me she died. It's like, no, she left last week. It was her last weekend. I was like, oh, I just missed about one weekend. That's interesting. But I did not know. People kept on saying they're trying to get her to retire because she don't need to spend her last days working until the very end at the flea market. That's so sad. All right, on a good note though, there's two people there. The one guy that is the Trump stuff, and he has a few things in his store. I got 2 dolls from him that are celebrity dolls. We'll look at those in a minute. I know you're like, dolls, boo, but hey, they're celebrity dolls because most of my viewers are not into dolls, but they are into 12-inch figures. So these are technically 12-inch figures. I got all of these for $24 total. So I think there's 8 figures in here, which makes them about $3 each. Some of them were worth more. Most of them were in the $4 bin, but some of them were in the $3 bin. This little guy right here, and I don't know which one's Bebop and Rocksteady. I know you're thinking, well, you're such a poser. No, I still like the turtles. I actually debated, should I get these, because I don't think his face is supposed to be that color. But I think he might be the original Bebop or Rocksteady. It says 1988 Mirage Studio on his back. So this might be, and even has a soft head, which I heard was only on the first series. That's probably why it's bleached out from being in the sun at some point. Or maybe it's supposed to be that color. I don't know. If you're a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan, let me know. I was not a fan during this time. I even debated on not getting these at all, but I was like, no, I don't know. I kind of really need them in my collection. I don't have them. This is also 1988 Mirage Studios. If I was to guess, I think this is Bebop and this is Rocksteady because he's a Rhino, Bebop. I don't know. It just seems like that would be the what I always get them mixed up. Like I said, I'm a casual Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan. More of a comic book. 1985 was the first time I ever heard of them. Had to track down that comic book and thought it was interesting. But, $5 for a comic that was, and it was originally $5. Just saying. So there's Bebop and Rocksteady, one and the other. Some of these figures, I realized right away, I have this thing, but for $3, or he was actually marked 5. I think that sticker came off of somebody else, like one of him. I think it came off of this guy, so I'll put it back on him because I think it came off of him. It probably just rolled off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, 8 figures, total of $3 each, technically, because I paid a total of $24. That actually does not go on his head. That goes on a totally different character. Now, you're thinking, why are you getting Sting if you're already having big calls? Number one, I like Sting a lot. Number two, a lot of these I already have, but I'm like, for $3, I can use their body parts in case something happens to one of mine. Like, I still have to deal with the one that broke live on camera, and Walmart didn't have any more in stock, and I had to send it back. And yeah, it's just no, forget it. It was on clearance, and then it's not there anymore, and I'm never going to get it for the same price. But if I turned it back in and got something, I got the same thing online, I'd be paying even more money for it. So I was like, nah. I'll just keep the body parts that I have and hopefully one day fix it. I think it was a leg joint, and I think it was on a bare knee, so at least I'd have a better chance of finding it. All right, so this is Sting, of course, from the Motu Masters of the WWE, so that version of him. This one was also in that series, and I think I have him too. I think I have all of these, and you're thinking, why are you getting them again? Because they're interchangeable and you can make your own creations, and like I already explained about the broken one. And then here's the guy that actually went with. Now, she didn't know. She doesn't. She's a nice lady. She's always there. She has a little dog. He's been there since he was 6 weeks old, she told me. Because I was like, my dog would flip out if I had him out here. We used to have a dog like that. It's a Chihuahua. Hers is what's it called? Like the Chihuahua she has is not as what's the color? Blonde, I guess. I guess it was a blonde Chihuahua. Mine was a very black Chihuahua with little, like, his paws and his nose were brown. So that goes on him. So I remember I have this one. And also he had like a helmet. So got him for $3. Let me get all the WWE guys out first. And then I got this guy, even though you probably can't see him, for $3. And I don't know if I have this one, but I know I wanted this one because it's translucent. So we'll see if I have him. And can you see him? Can you see him? He needs to have like a hand that's like, can you see me? I don't know anything about that. I just know that it's an ongoing meme. This, I would have to guess, it's $5. I would have to guess, but I got it for $3, that it's from the figures I like, even though it's really super long. How tall is this dude? Is he 6 or 7? He's meow. That's right. He's meow. He's actually 6.5 inches tall. So I'm guessing this is the McFarlane version of those figures. What are they called? I can't think off the top of my head what they're called. And I get them all the time. Fortnite. It's just they haven't been in stock in so long. They stopped making them, which I'm like, as soon as I get into something, they stop making it. Here we go. No, this is Epic Games Hasbro SA 2022. So it's Epic Games. Is that the people who make Fortnite? Hasbro. This is Hasbro's version. Now, I've had a few Hasbro ones that are this scale because I never saw them in the 4-inch scale, and they were just too freaking cool to leave on the shelf. One of them was the fishbowl head guy. That was so cool. All right, so he's pretty cool. He looks like a Roman gladiator. So he's got a lot of posability to him, even though he's way too big for an action figure to be. But, you know, he could be a god or something like the demigods, not a god. There's only one God, ma'am, and I'm sure he doesn't dress like that. I'm not talking about that God. I'm talking about the demigods and deities. You know, my universe, the superpowers get larger. That's why my superpower figures are the 6-inch. So here's what I'm pretty sure he's part of this scale, or this collection, different scale. And this one, I think, is also part of that. He is also 2020 Epic. I feel like I have him, but in a different color. Like, I remember I had something with flames on his head, but it was orange and kind of a Harley Davidson kind of look going on. But that was so long ago, 2020. Wow. I'm pretty sure this is a Fortnite figure. Back whenever there was 3 different companies doing Fortnite, you had to either get them in the gaming section by McFarlane, the toy section. He's shorter though. So is this McFarlane, which would be, no, this is Jazzware. Okay, so Jazzware made 6-inch. McFarlane made 6-inch, 7-inch, whatever. And Hasbro had a round of them. I'm pretty sure these are both Fortnite. Let me know in the comments. I'll Google Glass it later. But just let me know, you know, people always like to correct me, which I'm okay with. I'll tell you when I'm wrong. And sometimes I think I'm right because, oh, duh, it's like, you know, you ever thought you were right about something? Like, oh, of course it's not that. All right, you ready? All right, I'm going to prop the camera up a bit, and we're going to look at my 2 12-inch figures. We'll call them that. All right, the boxes they're in are kind of yucky. I don't know what the heck they were doing with these boxes, but they've been sitting on the shelf for a long time. And the first one is, you ain't nothing but a hound dog. I'm going to take him out. I wonder if that pleather... Watch out, kitty cat. I wonder if that pleather he's wearing is tearing up, because pleather from before 2000, he hasn't been taken off. You can tell the ties are still there, even though you can retie ties. The string has not been cut, and he's got deteriorated rubber bands. So, yeah, that pleather is feeling ashy, but there's his face. I will redress him. He's in a very articulated body that the Mycene, if you know anything about Mycene, not kin, but Mycene like river, etc. Oh, it's a shame because his suit looks really good, but it's getting, you can tell it's that close to turning into dust. So the only thing he has, oh, and he even has that cool watch. But he has the articulated body. He's got jointed knees, elastic connecting the hips and going through the torso. So that could be old as well. He doesn't have a ball jointed head, or the orbital head is what I've now come to understand it is called. He's got the swivel head. So he could go on a G.I. Joe body because they often have the swivel heads and on top of a ball joint. All right. Here's one I'm definitely wanting to maybe what is it called? Starring Lucille Ball as Ricky Renardo in Cells Resistance, episode 45. I think it's the Vegemite. But an I Love Lucy fashion figure. Now, these were $20 each, but I was down to under $40. And I said, well, I don't have $40, but can you do a deal? He's like, well, yeah, sure. 30. So he gave me both of them together for 30. Which is great. Thank you very much. And he said there was an ATM there, which I didn't realize there was an ATM there. But yeah, so if you're ever at the North Myrtle Beach flea market and you don't have any money, in the first building, the one that didn't burn down, obviously, because there is one that burned down that's now just a flat top. That was back in the pandemic. The first building where all the books are on the left, there's an ATM right in front of the books. That's not that guy's ATM. That's the ATM for the place, I guess. I'm trying to find a year on this. 2004 is for this year. Not this year, but so this is 21 years old. She comes with this shanty body. You can clearly tell by the arms. The arms are going out. And she obviously, if she has the shanty arms, she probably has the whole shanty body. I know this sounds really stupid. It sounds really naughty, but I'm looking at her boobs to see if they're perky. Because the shanty body, and I know that sounds really messed up. Aren't you a Christian? Why are you looking at her boobs? Look, it's a doll, number one. Number two, you can actually tell from that and the year printed on the back of them. Okay, I've already messed up the packaging. I'm not going to keep the packaging, obviously. Just trying to get her out without making a explosion happen. Man, there's something holding. There we go. The liner did not want to come out. So the shanty bodies are a little bit like an improvement on the original 1966 bodies. And I bet you in the year 2001, 2002, they were really heavily using them everywhere. It was like the collector's choice. And that was about the time shanty was fading out. So I bet she is. I'll do a better review on her later. Which is why I probably shouldn't take either one of these out. I wanted to take them out to see if he was messing up on his pleather. All right, I can't reach over that far. I'd have to stand up to do it. Yo. All right, and he is from 1998. So yeah, pleather from this era does not last. When I saw it in the package, I thought maybe there's one more thing I can do. Maybe I can get some of that stuff for leather. I don't see how I can save it. I really don't, because it's starting to, you can see where it's wearing thin right there. Maybe there's a way to do it. Like, look where he's right there. It's starting to bubble up right there. If there's a way to do it, I'll find it online and we'll fix it. All right, hope you guys have a great day. Ugh, sticky residue from it. And let me know which is your favorite thing that I picked out.